I'm gonna cover everything you need to know about how to get the ever elusive, the holy grail of nerd conference tickets, the San Diego Comic-Con badge. And by the end of the video, you'll know what to do when you get to the conference, the general layout, and some great recommendations you can tell your friends. Section 1 is how to get a Comic-Con ticket and what to do if you are able to get one. Section 2 is more the experience of the event, things like where stuff's at and how we found our way around the hall. Section 3 is the B-roll section. As you can expect, it's going to showcase the cosplays and some cool figures that I saw at the event. Section 4 is going to be a quick overview of the stuff that we got at the event, any of the free items that we got or a couple of things that we purchased. How do you even get a ticket? One of the first things you need to know is when are the dates for Comic-Con tickets. These are the current dates for 2026. Because the tickets sell out so fast that you need to be on time, ready to buy. Now there's a number of ways to get a Comic-Con ticket, but it all starts with this fundamental step, creating a member ID portal. Without this, you're pretty much never getting a Comic-Con ticket.
Where do you get your badge? Our badge came in the mail, but if you don't have it, you'll have to go through the entrance in Hall C. If you already have your badge, then this fine lady will explain why you can't enter here.
You're gonna get an error and you're gonna have a hard time.
The reason why we tried to go through Hall C is because our lazy butts wanted to take the escalator. So anyways, find your way upstairs and don't ask for directions like us. You're an expert now. You want to go through these glass doors, not this way, because that way leads straight to the exit line. So when you finally go the right way, you'll scan in, get your sweet Comic-Con backpack, a booklet about the convention. We didn't know there was a map inside until later. Whoops. Then you get your lanyard and the pin for this year's Comic-Con. So now, let's get into the pros and cons of the event.
So starting off with the pros. Now, if you're an avid collector, one of the things you want to do first is to consider what specialty merch they're going to have at the event.
Speaking of specialty merch, we decided to test our luck.
I got Sandy. It's like my least favorite character. Is it Sanji? I'd rather get that.
But I want to get another one. Now this event spans over 4 days. Thursday is the collector. You go there day 1, get all the figures you want. Then the rest of the day you have no plans. Enter a tournament, play some games all day. Friday, you go for a panel that you want to see. So you wait in line all day. Saturday, no panels you want to see, walk around the conventions, see the booths, see the new things people are showcasing for the event. And then on Sunday, some people are more willing to give away items at lower prices because it's the last day. You might be able to haggle like $1 off or $5 off, or if I buy these 3 products, can I get it for this much? If there's any day you're gonna haggle, it's gonna be a Sunday. And that goes for not just Comic-Con, any event you go to where vendors are selling their stuff. The last day, they just kind of want to meet goals or get rid of product. All right, that was a lot of talking. Section 3, I'm gonna take a break. You're gonna take a break from all this information. Enjoy the cosplays.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like
it. Sorry, getting a little sick. So the Marriott has like a building and area that's sectioned off for those anime shows. So that's another pro to touch on, is that Comic-Con sometimes does exclusive releases. 1 or 2 years ago, they did Alien Romulus, and then the people who went to that show, a free face sucker. So this year, because Comic-Con matched up perfectly with Fantastic Four, but when we looked at the itinerary, there was no showing for Fantastic Four. In this area, with like the anime area, they also had like their card games and board games section. They had booths there, and the booths weren't priced by the dollar. They were priced by like
tickets. I'm only assuming it's probably like a point system, like where you're playing games and you win a certain amount of tickets, or maybe there's tickets for participation, and then you can use those to redeem prizes. The aisles are broken up into 100, 200, 300. So in the early hundreds to like lower thousands, a lot of that was figures and shirts. In the center, so let's say 1,000 to 3,000, more of like the bigger companies, like UCC. UCC is figure company, so a lot of like exclusive figures are there. You also find the big companies like Lego, and then you'll find companies like Hasbro. And laced through all the big companies is just the other smaller companies that you might find in the lower hundreds to thousands area. Shirt companies, other doll shops, figures, dice, the last 10 rows. So a lot of that is more artist focused. So you'll run into aisles where it's mainly people who are currently drawing at their booths. You might run into famous artists. That's mainly the end. So a lot of artsy stuff. The file actually got corrupted when I was recording. So when I went to go transfer like the files to the computer, this whole section was cut off. Moving on to the next section is the cons of the con. Comic Con.
Ugh, I hate you so much sometimes.
It's kind of like a pro and a con. It's the fact that you'll have a lot of walking due to how large the convention hall is. Another problem that they have is the tickets are limited. So whenever you're trying to buy a Comic-Con ticket, you usually have to wait in an online queue for several hours. And then even by the time you get to the end, you might not have a ticket available for you. That's how limited they are. So they always cap the amount of attendees, which even when you see it in the footage, it's crowded, but not too bad. Then with all the exclusives that you find at the event, you're gonna have massive lines for, I just realized, has the washer been going this whole time?
Yeah.
They do cap out the lines, so it's not, they do have people at the end of the lines making sure that they don't get too long. So sometimes you'll see signs that say line capped, and so you'll just have to come back later when they have more space. Another problem that we saw at the event was the poor food choices. If you're inside the event hall, you pretty much have nacho cheese, chicken strips, and that was it, right? Oh, and hot dogs. But the good part of the location of the con is that you're in downtown San Diego. So you're by a lot of different like restaurants that we can go to, very much walking distance. And then we also got, oh, would you look at that? First off, you're gonna get a bag. Obviously the designs will change throughout the years. Little pocket on the side. So this is the badge we got this. Okay, some booths, this one too. Stop, let me get through the stuff first. Some booths gave out free fans. Okay, I'm gonna get through it fast. People aren't that interested. We got a bunch of stickers. Wait, let me clean up the area. I wanna show them this sticker. You can turn it upside down. It makes like a new face. We got like those pins, trading cards, would give like an email. Here is a cool 2025 San Diego pin, comic book style stuff. We got some posters. They were giving out free posters. Kate got this really cool little figure guy. Our trading cards. We got free shirts.
We.
Kate got free shirts.
I want those.
The little spin. Your badge will have like a scan code right here. And so when you go to the booths, they'll scan it and then they can give you a free shirt, or you're allowed to spin the wheel, stuff like that. We saw this mask and we thought it was super cool. Whenever we go to these trips, we always want to make sure we get some kind of a souvenir, and it has to be a fridge magnet, a shot glass, or a deck of cards. Can I open this? Yeah, cool. Huh? Isn't that cool? The plan was to read these on like the plane ride to Canada, but she didn't. So here are those figures close up. Sorry, I'm not a magician card guy, so I don't have those moves. Oh! Aren't they pretty? One piece stuff, another one piece, and then a sticker for my sister-in-law because she loves Toothless. And now I'm cutting back to upstairs Ryan because I just needed to refilm that part. My brother took us to this restaurant called Anime, which is very fitting, right? We're at Comic-Con, so of course we want to go to an anime themed restaurant. So currently the head chef is Filipino. That makes the menu very Filipino based. If there's anything on the menu that I would tell you to get, it's the tomahawk tocino. And the pig ears, the crispy pig ears. When we go again next year, what are we gonna do differently? First of all, you can bring your own food. They don't check bags. So if you decide to bring snacks, foods, burgers in your backpack or whatever, I'm sure you don't even have to hide it. If you just went to McDonald's or got burgers and just holding it, they're not stopping people from bringing in food. And then right after the convention, we went off to Canada. If you can't tell, that's what's gonna be next week's video. We're gonna talk about our Canada trip. If you see me at Comic-Con 2026, keep an eye out for me. I'd love to say hi. It'd be crazy, right? For me to make this video and then you attend and then we meet. I love serendipitous moments like that. I think I covered everything. All right, bye.